Hello YouTube, I am the YouTube loser. Checking in today. Today is the 3rd of February. I missed Sunday check-in. I've been working a lot. I picked up 2 extra days. Well, I should say 2 extra 8-hour shifts on this week. For me, days are 12 hours. And I usually work 40. I have 3 12-hour shifts and then a 4, which is kind of weird. But I picked up 2 extra 6 to 8-hour shifts, so 16 extra hours this week. So my check should be alright, which is good. It's nighttime, if you can tell or not. Slept in pretty good last night, which is great. I know y'all are wondering, so I'm getting to it. Right now, today, I am 423.4, and it's been 30 days, so that's 1 month. And in the month's time, I've lost 9.6 pounds. Now, I didn't mean to skip Sunday. Just kind of happened that way. Pardon me. Like I said, just working a lot and I overslept. But 9.6 pounds in 1 month is not my goal because I wanted to hit 15. But, I'll take it, of course, obviously. Almost down 10, real close. To give you kind of an example, on Sunday, I weighed in at 8.4 pounds. So that would have been, 8.4 pounds down. If I weighed 8.4 pounds, I'd be an infant. 424.6, so 8.4 pounds down in 4 weeks. That just shows you that, my body kind of loses weight rapidly and fluctuates a lot because 1.2 pounds in 2 days is, quite a big change. But I've been known to, step on the scale one day and step on the scale the next day, and it'd be like 5 pounds difference, which is wild to me. I guess it has something to do with water weight. Obviously, I notice when I sleep more, I tend to wake up less, or wake up weighing less. So that's kind of a good thing or whatever, you know what I mean? I was watching a Bruce do little clip. I don't have a link to it or anything like that, but if you know Bruce do, little cartoons, kind of funny. He was saying that what's the best way to beat hunger when you're broke? Well, take your ass to sleep. You can't be hungry when you're sleeping. That's true. Unfortunately, I don't sleep very well either. I have insomnia, bad sometimes. That is what my main problem is, as far as I guess medically speaking. I have depression. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. I was in the military, so yes and no. As far as like, do I think I have it? When I got out of Iraq, I came back to civilization. I had some pretty high anxiety. I couldn't be out in public. I couldn't sit with my back facing people. So if I go to a bar, I couldn't sit at the bar. I'd have to sit at a table or a booth or something like that. Well, more than likely a booth with my back up against some things, which is wild, And actually, I was stationed in Germany after I went to Iraq, and which, shout out to Germany, beautiful country, beautiful people. As far as they're kind, they're open, and they're healthy. Man, there's some 80-year-old women and men and whatever couples, just hiking, walking around, and you're like, dude, you're 80. Like, it's crazy. Their quality of life doesn't drop off to like the last 3 years of their life. It's wild. If we could avoid all the pills and all like the nursing homes and convalescence and stuff like that until the last 3 years, I take it, man. I mean, I don't necessarily think I'm gonna live much past 80 anyway. So if I could get until I'm 75, just healthy and happy and mobile, I'd take it, honestly. And especially if I didn't have to pardon me, I just woke up. Especially if I didn't have to have my quality of life dip and live like that for an extended period of time. I work with older folk. I'm working in the medical field, and some of them, just hanging on. You know what I mean? Like 90 something years old. Full code status. Tubes sticking out of them, sometimes breathing apparatuses for them, G tubes. Who the fuck wants to live like that? You know what I mean? No offense to anybody I know. At least I think this is why, the Christian mindset, or whatever you want to call it, that most people have, because most people are, if they know it or not, were raised kind of Christian, even if you're not in a religious household. This is a mostly, was based on Christian foundations, and you don't give up on life. You know what I mean? You don't. You work and you work and you work and you hard and you never. Just like suicide. You don't commit suicide. You don't give up. It's a sin to give up. Well, it's not. It's not necessarily a sin. That's not. You're not giving up. You're easing your pain, and death is a part of life. So a good death is important. I don't want a shitty death. You know what I mean? And when you look at the reasons I'm losing weight, and or trying to at least, my own mortality obviously plays in a factor. Who is 420 pounds and is 70 years old or 90 years old or whatever the case may be, and walk around happy and healthy? I don't know too many 420 pounders out there, and my grandpa was not 420 pounds. Now, genetically, yeah, my dad was huge, 6'4", at least 450. He used to say he was 350. But seeing my body and the way it is, and my composition, and he was taller than me, he was 4 inches taller than me, there's no way he was 350. No way. At his heaviest, he had to be at least 500 pounds, at least. Like I said, I know I hit 483, 482, something like that. And, that got me real close to 500, obviously. He had to be. There's no way. My mom, she was pretty heavy in my younger years. But she got a little healthier towards my, I guess what I call formidable years, teenage, early teens, and then, late teens or whatever. She would walk a lot, and that was her form of exercise. She would go after work and walk, and I don't know how, she was very short. She was 5'3", and no offense to anybody that's shorter than that, it just meant she's shorter than me, a lot shorter than me. And I've dated, women, actually I prefer shorter women, maybe stems from something with my mom, I don't know. But I prefer, 5 foot, 5'3". I've even dated for girls that are 4'11". But anyway, I don't know how much she weighs. She would never say that, of course. But she did go on a few weight loss journeys of her own, up and down, fluctuate, this diet, that diet, whatever the case may be. I would probably have to say she was probably over 200 at one point in her life, and probably a healthy 150, 160, when she was at her healthy weight. Still chubby, you know what I mean? But pleasantly chubby, if you want to call it, pleasantly plump. And my mom's personality was just out of this world. I miss my mom almost every day. I mean, every day I think about her, of course, which is almost every day. So, love you, Mom. I guess this one's for you, to be honest. I I took some photos today, and I'll share those as a thumbnail. They're one of them, I guess, as a thumbnail. I don't know how to embed them to this video. I'm not good at videos. But that's all I really want to say. Oh, just updates on the journey. I need to start getting a script, honestly, and just start to talk about certain things that affect overweight individuals. So maybe I'll do that next time. I keep saying that, but got a lot going on. And like I said, this is just a journal of like a normal person, everyday person. That's how we lose weight. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Now, like I said, I'm on Wegovy, 1.7, I think, 1.7. And it's helping me. It's helping me curb my appetite. But at the same time, I'm doing the work. I gotta count my calories. Count your calories. Man, can't tell you how it's just calorie in, calorie out. That's all it is. It really is. Anyway, I will let you guys go. We'll talk later, hopefully Sunday again, and update you then. Thanks. Oh, and thanks for the subscribers. I'm getting more and more people subscribing, which is kind of cool. Thank you.